Are you a loser? Are you a freak? Do you need a lover? Don't talk to me. Don't talk to me. Don't bother me.
Welcome to episode 0 of my podcast, Real Strugglers. On this podcast, I'll be talking to actors and filmmakers about how they navigate the chaotic world of films. I decided to make this podcast because a friend of mine, Shreya, suggested that I should. She said she thought I'd be half decent at it. I don't think I am. She gave me the idea back in December 2022, and then I mulled about it for a bit, and I was like, what the fuck can I make this fucking podcast about? I've been pitching scripts, trying to be a director for many years now, and I've always gotten close, but nothing's ever happened. Like, I've had cases where I've pitched a script and the producers have liked it. They've asked me to be a ghostwriter on the film where they buy my content and then they get another famous writer to get credit for the script. I've also had cases where they've told me that they'll buy the script off me and I won't be allowed to direct. I may be allowed to be an assistant on the film. My journey started off as a kid. I was big into films my whole life. I used to watch films nearly every day. I used to write. I used to make short films when I was 7, 8. I've made a bunch of animated shorts as well using PowerPoint, and I used to dub over all the characters and stuff. I did school plays. I used to write skits for school, and I was always kind of into it. So while I was doing my undergrad, I decided to kind of get more into filmmaking. I was studying economics at the time. In, I think, second year, I made my first short film called Pinnacle, with the help of a friend of mine who's an actor in the South. And after Pinnacle, I went back to college for my third year and joined the film society at my university. The film society was called XTV. After I graduated, I came back to Hyderabad and I joined a Telugu film called Evade Subramaniam, which was produced by Swapna Cinema and directed by Nag Ashwin. It was his first film. Then I decided to go to film school. I went to Met Film School in London, where I did my master's in filmmaking. I did a graduation film called Punjab, which went to a bunch of film festivals across the world. Now when I look back at it, I'm like, it was okay. But after that, I moved to Bombay after graduating, and I joined Nagesh Kukunur, who is a mentor to me, and I worked with him on many projects. And I've done all kinds of roles on films. I worked as a script supervisor, I worked as a first AD, an associate director, BTS, still photographer. And so then I made a web series pilot called Pali Struggle, and I pitched it everywhere, trying to get it made. We're currently trying to get it developed with a production company in Hyderabad, and I hope it gets made. And the show is about two guys from Delhi who've come down to Bombay, who come from a background of entitlement and about their struggles, and it's a coming-of-age comedy. So when I thought of what can I make this podcast about, I thought, okay, maybe I can do it about struggles, because people are curious about how difficult it is, how you break into cinema. I wanted to make a podcast that focused on how people get through their tough times, how people struggle, and how people are still struggling, and the struggle kind of never fucking ends. We'll have our first episode out on August 4th, and we'll have an episode out every week from that point on. And I hope it kind of helps you guys figure things out and gives you the right direction to start your journeys in filmmaking. To keep track of what we're doing, if you want us to talk to any guest about anything in particular, you can drop me a message. I'm sure I'll try and get that covered with a future guest as well.